Hey! Over a year ago, I made a few different videos where I created magical monsters, but with unused element combinations. For example, Fairy Island doesn't have the air element, so I can make a monster with the elements Fairy and Air. Well, it's about time I return to this idea and show you the process to creating these monsters from start to finish, as well as comparing familiar faces along the way. I thought ahead and created spin wheels with all of the unused element combinations. These will help me choose a double, triple and quad monster to create. If you're new around here, I've made similar videos to this one, so consider checking them out. Check out my channel membership if you want to show further support to my work, and leave a like on the video if you would like to see this become a series. I would love to create more unused magical monsters. Now, let's jump straight into this. Here is the double elemental spin wheel. Let's see what we get. Looks like we've got to create a monster with the elements Psychic and Air. This has actually presented me with a very interesting idea. When I first started making fan-made monsters, I created Luminous. This monster has received a redesign every single year until now, and I had actually given them the Psychic and Air elements at some point. So I think this is the perfect opportunity to remake them yet again in 2025. But don't worry, the other monsters in this video will not be remakes of my older fan-mates. It's time we make this monster's sounds. These sounds will influence how the design turns out, especially because we need to show how they play their sound in animations. So I went back and listened to the previous Luminous sounds to see if they could inspire me. I'm going to keep the alien theremin vibes, but make it sound more unique. Rather than copying the melody of existing monsters. This melody is sounding really nice. Let's layer another sound into this. I think this could help make the sound pop more. And there we are. That's exactly the sound I was going for. Now I've got to concept the new design for our psychic friend. It's been a long time since I last drew this monster, so I knew that I wanted to improve a lot about their design, especially their proportions. I'm using the single element monsters as reference here, as it helped this monster to feel like a proper mix of the two elements, especially with things like colour. And I must say, I love this design. I loved it so much that I immediately went into rendering without making any changes. Something about drawing these magical monsters was really fun. Maybe it's the way that you have to combine natural elements with the strange and wacky ideas that come with the magical elements. It causes you to try and think even further out of the box. Like, how should this monster play? The theremin sound could easily be a vocal, but since it's a magical monster, we can explain and show this through magic. And with rendering coming up to an end, we can animate this little guy. I'm not an amazing animator, but I definitely tried to portray my ideas in these animations as best as I could. I'll see you when the animation is done. And here is Luminous, the psychic air elemental monster. Luminous has no mouth, and has to learn to use their brain power to project one in between their tentacles. This ability to project lights and mouths often leads to Luminous performing light shows and keeping the neighbours awake. This monster is 2x2 in size, and would be available on Psychic Island and Magical Nexus. Also, here is the evolution of this monster. Somehow this monster has had a redesign for every year that I've been making fan-mades. It's pretty cool to see my progress in this way actually. For anyone wondering, all 3 monsters made in this video will be put onto Magical Nexus at the end of the video. It just makes more sense to show them all there together. Back to the wheels. This time we'll be spinning for the triple combination. There are a lot of unused magical triple monsters. The triple is going to be Fairy, Cold and Air. Now this monster's sound was actually made by our special guest. Take it away, Raw Zebra.
Why howdy everybody, it's me, Raw Zebra, and if you're wondering what in tarnations am I doing in Nora's video, well I insisted upon being a part of this one. I really wanted to get in on the action. Okay, so for the sound of this guy I was really basing it off of the elements. I thought maybe something airy and chilly would suffice, given the 2 elements of course, so I decided on an instrument called a Yangshan. I thought it would fit nicely with the sound and complement the song. Well, I guess depending on how I choose to use it, of course. When it comes to Fairy Island, I'm a sucker for the call and response part of the song. Since that part of the song is also the one that has updated the most, I thought I wouldn't add something too overwhelming. And just like that, the sound is done. Let's have a listen, shall we?
So that's the sound I've got to work with. I won't lie when I said it took me a while to land on a concept I liked. I think the string plucking threw me off, and I was thinking too specifically. But then I remembered what I said earlier in the video about how magic can be used to make sounds in new ways. And the design finally came to me. I also had to come up with a fairy tale backstory for this monster. Have you ever been told to count sheep when you sleep? A fairy tale depicts this originating from a tall, cold creature wrapped up in knitted fabrics. Bird-like feet hold this monster up, and the top of their hat can be seen towering over the island's foliage. This monster would use its magical abilities to create sheep and juggle them from one hand to the other in an arch motion. This little show would put monsters to sleep rather than entertain them. And so now when monsters struggle to sleep, they remember the motion of the sheep jumping over in an arch, which somehow got mixed up with sheep jumping over fences? Anyway, after drawing the face, I feel there's a comparison to be made between this monster and Mammoth. Should they be in a monster family? Let me know what you would call this monster family. While I think of a name, I'm off to go make a tea, so enjoy the time lapse. I'm back, and I've got the name. Abominables. Like Abominable Snowman and Mammoth's Bums. That's the best I've got. It's time we animate this guy. For the idle animation, I wanted it to focus on the tall aspect of this monster. They're supposed to tower over things. So let's make them sway from side to side as if they're constantly balancing against the wind. Onto the track animation. I'm getting the arms ready to throw the sheep up and catch them. Meet Knyetti, the fairy cold air elemental monster. This monster is known in the minds of many monsters, as the act of counting sheep to fall asleep is practiced by many every single night. Despite not being the career that Knyetti hoped for, they can't help but be proud of what they've achieved. This monster is 2x2 in size and is available on Fairy Island and Magical Nexus. Here is how they sound on Fairy Island. Before we move on to the magical quad, I'd like to introduce this new segment called Monstrous Exhibit. For this event, I asked you guys to send me your own magical monster designs based on unused element combinations. So let's take a look at some of them. This first monster from Typically is called Leia Leia, or Liar Liar, and they represent the fire, bone, and psychic elements. They have a cool western cowboy look going on, and it tap dances. Perfect for a monstrous hootenanny. This one is Flint Sect from My Singing Boy. This monster takes on the challenge of mixing both fairy and light without having either element fight for the spotlight, and I think they did this very well. And this is Tapsus by Chezzies. They represent earth, light, and fairy, whilst looking like they could be the first magical monster in the Drone Sect family. Thank you for sending me your awesome submissions. Join my Discord server down below to see if more Monstrous Exhibit events pop up. And finally, let's move on to the quad. First we'll spin for the magical element, and then we will spin for the 3 natural elements. Our elements are going to be bone, cold, air, and plant. Let's make their sound. I really like the idea of using bones as a marimba or xylophone. Once I had the melody, I tried mixing in another sound. And that's our sound. I wanted to mention how cool it is that all 3 monsters have had the air element. For those who don't know, none of the 4 core magical islands had the air element. And speaking of the air element, I say it's about time we make a bird monster. My idea for this quad is that it's based on prehistoric dodos. This is Dodorimba, the marimba playing dodo monster. It just sounds fun to say, Dodorimba. This quad consists of the bone, cold, air and plant elements. Dodorimbas like to nest up in plant life that can only be found in the depths of Bone Island. If a Dodorimba has to migrate, the plants are brought along for the journey. They are 3x3 in size and can be found on Bone Island and Magical Nexus. And now it's time to see these 3 monsters on Magical Nexus. Since this is the last time I'll see you in this video, thanks for watching. Comment below if this should become a series, and I'll see you in the next one.